So this man, because he didn't speak English, didn't know he was going to be executed.
Yeah. G'day and welcome back at another episode of the Clueless Traveler. And in this episode we're gonna explore what Melbourne has to offer for indoor activities. So stay tuned. Another morning here in Melbourne, same place, same coffee. With a salami sandwich. And I got 2 croissants, even though I ordered 1. So that's bonus. But yeah, it's always very busy here. It's actually quite different from what you would be used to. Everywhere we go, it's always very quiet actually. So it's the first time it's actually busy. So right now we are quickly gonna post something to back home. This time it's gonna be a tin box with some stuff to hopefully have some more room in the end. Pretty busy here. Let's see. So today we are going to the old prison, or gaol, or gal, or whatever they call it. Old. Is the old way of jail?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they spell it G-A-I-L.
Jail.
Yeah, like in rail, tail.
English is a weird language. Well, let's have a look at the tickets. Alright. Here we go.
This one.
Well, we are inside. It's very small here. As you can see, this is a jail cell.
Oh, the isolation reform.
Silence, isolation, reform. So, silence mask. And they had to wear them like that. Every inmate brought to the Melbourne was isolated for a time to break their spirit and form their character. Okay. Wow. Imagine being stuck in this little thing. So this man, because he didn't speak English, didn't know he was going to be executed until a couple of minutes before. The entire thing was translated, except the fact that he was going to be executed. Seems like an important thing to know. So probably the most famous prisoner or gang leader of Australia was Nat Kelly, who had this distinctive look of having a metal suit to protect him from bullets. So Nat Kelly apparently got into a conflict with the police for several reasons, and they tried to then ambush the police by attacking a train, and they made this kind of armor to protect themselves. And they had well, it says Dan Joe and construct 4 sets of steel armor. So they made together the armor. Then there was a reward of £8,000 back then, which is the equivalent of 2 million a day, for the apprehension of those guys. And yeah, the plan failed, and Nat Kelly was captured and then later hanged in this prison. So, and the armor didn't really help that much. Apparently he was wounded quite quick. So it was more for show, I think.
the scaffold.
That's the execution place, yeah.
This is what they call the scaffold.
Scaffold, yeah.
Different thicknesses. So
Yeah.
you have to sort of balance that. You have to balance that out. So what's the best length for this person? What's the best length for that person? Because if the person wasn't dead yet after a fall,
Yeah.
he would be cleared.
Yeah. Because the sentence was
The sentence was
performed. Oh.
Yeah, is it not warm there?
Yeah. Pretty thick. So they also had an American serial killer here. He was hanged during the Second World War because he was an American soldier. And apparently he lived through the entire trial and until he was hanged. So he was completely mental. He strangled 3 people. And here you have the cormoran that sank the HMS Sydney. And they were also, the Germans were imprisoned here in Australia in a war camp. And some of them escaped. And they were captured again later. And here we have an Italian man called Fox. So this man was quite clever because he was captured and imprisoned in 1942. He escaped and he was at large for 10 months with stolen identity papers. He learned himself, he taught himself English, and he worked as a door-to-door salesman and as a fruit picker until he was finally captured 10 months later. Then he escaped again, so he cut through his cell window bars, and then he was at large for a couple of months again. And then he finally returned to Italy in 1946.
Yeah, there's no big.
So this used to be the courtyard. Now it's just a leisure place, luckily. But yeah, you don't want to imagine to have to be here, stuck in those little cells. Yes. You almost kamikazed into me. But we are here at Carlton Gardens, where we have 2 museums that we can visit. And we're gonna go to the Royal Exhibition, which is over there. So I have this old building next to this completely new modern building. Modern playground. Well, it looks like it's only for guided tours or something. But yeah, here we have a playground. Well, we entered this museum. We didn't really know what was in this museum. You cannot go into the other one anymore today. It was absolutely huge complex. And we have the forest gallery here. Oh yeah, there's some turtles there, and on the log over there, little turtles. So they have the so-called living relics, because Australia was one part of Gondwana, and it used to look like this. It's slowly, of course, changed, and they separated. Like this, and then finally this. But they had a connection at some point, and those were plants and trees or whatever.
And the green is still in some places. Today even still. So they have relatives in southern Argentina from that time. Stick insects, yeah.
Oh, they have a different border than the other.
Yeah, you can see them. And there are two in the back, and then they're all the green ones are the one that hanging. They're everywhere. But the whole back is full of them. I think one was male and one was female or something. So it's all fenced off, but it's very, very high. So the birds inside of here are part of the exhibition. But at least you can say that they have a lot of space, because it's literally the top of the trees. Yeah, interesting. This museum is going to be a bit of a surprise for us, because I have no idea what this all has. The guy said that you have like 3 hours to do some stuff around here, so we will see. Having a feast with veggies.
Picking up the mess.
And he's picking up the bits.
G'day.
Hello.
Hello. Is that the one that makes it sound? That's calling?
I think so. I think that's the.
Security's gonna poop on you.
Yeah. Or it's gonna fall. Jumpy bird. Yeah, he's looking for. He's going for the berries, yeah.
Oh, here they are. Oh,
No, the red ones.
only the red one.
Oh, there's one in the. There's one in front of there. No. It's just standing still here. Just.
Oh yeah.
I know. It used to be a tree. 600 years of growth. Kauai pine tree, North Queensland. Well, you probably saw his kind around there, yeah. Well, that was very interesting. The forest, inside forest was very well done. Again, very good. Now we're gonna have a look at the first people section about the Aboriginals and Torres Strait Islanders. That's the language map, alright. Okay, so if you press this, then you hear the name of the language. That's just Victoria State. That's a lot. And even pretty close like this.
Wakey, wakey. Worry, worry.
So these people use possum skin cloaks to tell the stories, and they look like this.
It's part of our culture and our ceremony, our song and dance, all that stuff. And, the designs on it speak to our own identity in a sense. So a lot of Montemarte are really proud to have access to those designs. And
so those are all possum skins from this animal.
This particular cloak in front of you is from the southwest of Victoria. And the mob, the fighting couldn't mark.
Lakecotta is situated about 350 kilometres southwest of Melbourne, and it's right in the southwest corner of Victoria, so right on the border of South Australia, just about. So where we're situated, we get very, very cold, strong southwest winds pretty regularly.
we get 4 seasons in one day here. We have a pretty long winter, a long wet season. It's pretty cold,
and that was, quite possibly one of the reasons why we used possum skin cloaks so much back in the day.
So the stories from these people, the Aboriginals in this area, but in general, are so old that it even depicts an extinct animal, the Diprotodon, which went extinct, 45,000 years ago. So they managed to continue keeping stories alive for such a long time that even this animal was still in recent day stories.
And these are footprints from it that they found over here.
Unbelievable.
So with that they used to paint. That's where the red paint comes from, ochre paint.
That is always used to depict Australia more or less because of the red sand in Australia. And yeah, unfortunately, like every other colonization story, the white man brought diseases like smallpox, and that wiped out most of the Aboriginal population, as it did in many other places in the world. And yeah, they didn't even have time to bury the dead properly, and they could not do anything about it.
Marked out by us, and according to the customs of our tribe, by certain marks made on the grills, growing things down.
So the problem was that for the Aboriginals, land ownership was an alien concept, and the white people, they made all kinds of contracts which the Aboriginals didn't understand, and then they also, falsified and things like that, and wrote different things in the English one and in translation and stuff like that, and yeah, that's how the land was stolen basically. And also this story, for example, is of a white man that was helped by the Aboriginals. He was found and helped and taught everything they knew, but then when the white fellas found him again, he just ditched them and he ran with the white fellas again. So yeah, you can't blame them for not really trusting them that much. In fact, Australia is the only Commonwealth country that never signed any treaty with the British. Therefore, people like these people, they have the good argument for saying that they never gave it up, they never gave it away. So they say that they want to create an actual country with their passports, and they want to fight it until the end. Yeah, it's all in the details, and don't think it's ever going to change.
In a valley, and it's just a magic place. My family's connection is both on the paternal and maternal side, late 1860s.
All different kinds of animals. So this is Tasmanian devil. Well, those are lizards and goannas and snakes, fish, platypus, wombats and things. Huh. Yeah. So this was mostly, and among other things, about the Cook Islands, which is now independent as far as I understand. But they used to be part of the administration of Australia. And if you look on the map, it doesn't really make any sense, because it's literally on the other side of the daytime line. So they are literally one day behind, which makes administration and contact very difficult probably. So they have a big community of course here, so that's why they're represented in this museum. So I bought a few souvenirs, just this indigenous map, which is quite interesting. And you know, I was thinking very lightheartedly, let's take a keychain, you know, from Aboriginal flag in Australia. And obviously I didn't really think of looking at the price, because it's a keychain, you know, what can you expect? Well, apparently, when I was checking out, it turns out to be $25. I don't know why. It's probably some kind of donation to the people there or something, to that specific country. Yeah, you learn those things the hard way. But okay, I guess it goes to a good cause, I guess. I hope. Or it's good, it's made from gold, I don't know. Interesting. Back in Chinatown. Well, this is Chinatown by daylight. It's actually yeah, quite cute. It's one street or two streets. And it's very lively at night. At least they stay open. But yeah, compared to Sydney, it's a bit bigger. Oh wow, didn't even see that yesterday. Completely. Oh, how the hell did I not notice this yesterday? We walked past this. Okay. Oh right, that's a massive. Oh. Oh, there's a shopping mall here with a food court. It's a very 80s looking mall, food court here. Yeah. With the bibimbap. Sounds something that your child says when he's trying to talk to you. But maybe unknowingly he's just speaking Korean. Ye old church, eh? Scottish church. The grey. Well, the sun is setting. It's almost 8 p.m. and now we're crossing the bridge. There we have the old center, more or less, with the train station. And we're trying to get to this place called Lume, which is part of a convention center. It's one of the few things that's open past 5, so that's why I thought let's do that. It also looked kind of funny. It looked kind of nice. I think it's like an art exhibition or something with big artists like Van Gogh and Monet and whatever. So let's see if we get there. Yeah, you can use a bike in here, or maybe those how do you call those airport escalator things? Yeah. Well, one eternity later, still not there. We have to go to number 9, which is over there. So this could be the length of an airport terminal. This walk to get here took us already 10 minutes or something, almost 15 minutes. It's a very big place. I don't know exactly what they do here. They give up or like concerts or something here. Yeah, but it's very quiet also at the same time. There's nothing here. Monet. So we are inside Lume, where you can become the painting of the famous painter. So this is the famous painting of Monet, and you can become the painting. So you can walk up here, and you can be on the other side, and you can be in the painting and take pictures from there. The result. Very quick, but okay. And this was 2 minutes. But okay. Looks okay. For somebody that never draws. And with that beautiful artistic experience, we end the episode. As you can see, Melbourne has a lot to offer, and this was just the tip of the iceberg. Next time we're gonna explore a bit more of Melbourne, and we're gonna have a look at some family history again. Thank you for watching and see you next time.